Hello everyone, today I'm going to be showing you how to replace the rear stub axle on a Traxxas Rustler VXL. On mine it broke because I was doing a crazy jump. The stub axle is this part right here. You can see it connects the wheel to the axle itself, and without it the wheel can't turn. And it's pretty easy to break, but it's also pretty easy to fix. What you need, you're going to want obviously the parts. This is the heavy duty version. You can get them at pretty much any hobby store. You're gonna want a pair of pliers. There's some parts that are really hard to get off without them. You need this thing for removing the wheels, and 2 Allen wrenches. They come with your car, and it helps if you have the third one because there's usually a bunch of stuff crammed in there, but technically you don't need it. Okay, so the first thing you're gonna want to do to fix it is you want to remove the wheel. So just take this thing, the little wrench, sort of like a little wrench, and just unscrew the wheel. Alright, once the wheel's removed, you won't need that part again. You won't need the wrench anymore, so you can just put it in a little bin. I'd recommend having a little bin so you don't lose the parts. And you can see right here, stub axle, which is right here, the part that's broken, and you need to fix that so that the car will actually run. So what you want to do next is you want to take off this screw right here, so then you can have access to it and remove the back part. So you want to use your medium-sized Allen wrench or your small one if you don't have the smallest one that came with the kit. Alright, so once you have that screw undone, then this part right here that has the stub axle in it is going to be pretty floppy because there's just one more screw holding it in. This one right here. To take that one off, you're again going to need, never mind, not again. You're going to need your biggest Allen wrench that came with the kit, that came with the car. Just put it in and unscrew it. Once you have it almost all the way out, it's not threaded all the way through, so you have to just give it a tug to get it the rest of the way out. You'll have this part right here. Put it away, you don't need it till the end. And so this right here is the stub axle in its casing. So you want to do to get the stub axle out is this little hexagon thing. It has to come off in order for you to get the stub axle out. So this is where you're going to need the pliers. It's stuck on because there's a little pin that goes in a slot inside of it. And in order to get it off, this doesn't break it. You'll see once it's actually off. But you have to get a lot of force on it to take it off. Alright, so I finally got this part off. I wasn't able to do it really on camera because I was worried I'd run into something. It really is really hard to get off. You might want to try gripping it from both sides using different sets of tools, or 2 different wrenches. But once you have it off, you'll have this hexagon thing right here, and you'll have the rest of it, which looks like this right here. And it's going to be pretty covered in gunk because every time you drive your car over something, a bit of it gets stuck in here. But if you look at this pin right here, that was what was holding the little hexagon on. It went on in this little slit right here, sort of held it, and it held it in place. You want to take that off, and be careful not to lose this because this is like, it holds the wheels on. Your car won't work without it. You want to get that out, and then put it to the side because you're going to need it later. And once you have that done, this part right here should just slide right out. Although you might need, once again, the pliers. And so this right here is the part that you're going to replace. It's the stub axle. And as you can see on mine, it's broken. If you look right here though, you can see there's a very small washer, and that's pretty critical to the car. So you're going to want to carefully take that off and then be ready to put it on your new one. Alright, so an important part of this is your stub axle. In order for it to actually spin the wheel, it has to be connected to the axle. So right here, the axle part right here, it just slides right off, super easy. And if you look at these little pins, then you're supposed to fit into the holes on this. And basically what we want to do for that, to make that work, is the best way that I've found to do it is to just take a screwdriver, slide it in here to expand it a bit, and then just slip the pins in. It's really difficult to do. I'd recommend having 2 people, and I'm probably not going to be able to do it in front of the camera, so, but that's just how you do it. Just slide in the screwdriver, and then it'll spread out enough for you to stick things in. Alright, once you've got this back on, it's kind of a nightmare to do. It's really difficult, probably the hardest part of this project that you're doing. You just want to do everything that you did before backwards. So slide it through here. Take this little washer that I told you would be important later, and put that on. Take your one of your little pins. It doesn't matter if it's one of the new ones or one of the old ones. I'm just going to use the old one because it grips a little better because the rust and mud and stuff. Although if you want it to look better, you might want to use a new one. But then again, you can't actually really see it, so it doesn't matter. You want to take this and slide it back on. It's a lot easier to put it back on than it is to take it off. Because taking it off, you have to well, you know, there's all the gunk crammed under there that's been accumulating, and it's kind of nasty. But once you have it off, it's almost like there's no effort at all putting it back on. Then you want to slide this back on right here, back onto the axle. This is on the axle. And then once you've done that, basically just screw it back on, take your screws and stuff. Alright, so once you have that screwed back in, then you want to screw in the other screw. This one right here that doesn't have any threading on the bottom. It's a lot easier to screw back in, honestly, than that other one, because since it doesn't have any threading, you really just push it in. And then you want to tighten it once again back on with your big Allen wrench. And then you want to take your wheel, the wheel that you took off at the start. Just put it on, make sure it fits in with the hexagon, and then take your little nut and put it in this tool like this. Slide it on and just twist it on. Screw it back in. And once you've done this, your Traxxas will be completely back to working, and it'll work just fine.